How's it, Mike? How you doing?
I'm well, James. Yourself?
Good, yeah? I'm very good. Guys, another episode of free-kick.tv. We're going to be talking football World Cup tickets. I think there's a lot of, now that we've gone through a couple of the phases in terms of buying tickets, there's quite a number of rules around them and permutations based on like selling tickets and all of that.
I think let's get down to the crux of it. Everyone's asking, how can I now make money on my tickets that I'm selling? Or what happens if I can't go to the game? How do I get rid of it? Obviously, you've got those that haven't got the tickets yet already, and they're still going through the application process that we've explained previously. But let's say first of all, let's say I'm dodgy. I mean, everyone knows I'm not that dodgy.
No, you are dodgy.
But I want to sell my tickets. I want to make a bit of money. Yeah. Can I do that?
Okay. Yes and no. That's the thing. It's like tricky. There's two ways currently that you can. If you look at FIFA's website and it explains the process, there's the guest transfer request that you can put through, or the resale. I think it's called resale. So the guest transfer is meaning that you need to be the primary ticket holder.
Which I am. I was the applicant.
So you were the applicant, right? And you then have to nominate guests, obviously. So you bought 4 tickets, you'd be one primary, 3 guests.
And I had to write the name in and everything.
You had to write
FIFA know the name of those guests.
Yes, okay. Now what happens is one of your guests falls ill.
Or dies,
or cannot get a valid visa, can't get a visa to South Africa, or, I mean, it could be a number of reasons.
And I fall out with them.
You're no longer married to your wife or whatever the story is.
And I've got bigger problems than people know.
Yeah, exactly. In that regard, then you have to submit an application through to FIFA for it. Yeah, you got to go log in.
Okay.
Once you got your tickets.
Yeah.
Once you know you've now been given tickets, you can log a request with FIFA. They will then do the change to a new guest. You need to nominate names, but they might also ask for documentation proving the reason for, the person not being able to make it. So the death certificate, ill, they might want to phone them, I don't know. We don't actually know. This is what they're saying.
Okay.
So that's the one way you can do it. And the other way then obviously is resale. Now we think, resale, we can just sell it. No. Resale is literally handing back your tickets to FIFA. No. Giving them, saying, I've got these tickets, I want to resell them. So what FIFA will do is, they'll go, cool, we'll take the tickets back. They'll charge you 10%, right? Commission, or 10% just admin fee. And then they'll resell it based on the same way, like first come, first serve.
Face value. Face
value, yes. So obviously the week's building up. You can buy tickets first come, first serve. Your ticket will just go back into that pool.
That makes it interesting. If let's say, for example, I can get England games.
Yeah.
I know you struggle.
I'm struggling to get England games.
If some of the England fans go through the process of reselling through FIFA, whereas currently if you go on the site now to buy tickets, you can see what's available, what's left, and all those things. Games that aren't available at the moment could become available because of people reselling.
The thing is, yes, it could. Yes, that's how I think a lot of people think it works. Yeah. But I also, from the way that it I'm also not 100% sure, but the way I can see it sort of happening is, they say certain games are sold out, right? Yeah. And granted, the final and the semis are sold out. What is sold out? I mean, think about it. In a stadium, what is Soccer City? 80,000 people, right? Now, how many of those tickets go to the public? How many are dignitaries, sponsors? Okay, then you've got tour operators who get tickets, prizes like FIFA, like MasterCard, Visa will have tickets to give away and prizes. So there's still tickets available. There is tickets available, and if you can, I'm sure.
But that'll only be if those. Would that not be the allocations happen? So there's so many tickets went to the general public. Yes. They've gone. According to the website.
Yes.
Then you've got tickets that were allocated to the corporates. Yes. So you can't say Coke, you can't say MasterCard, you can't say Amstel.
Yes.
But the other sponsors.
Yes, the other ones,
be handed to them. And then you've got obviously the tour operators.
Yes. Yeah.
So those pool of tickets, those guys will then have to hand back to FIFA if they can't get rid of those tickets. Or you get the same scenario you had in the US. I remember in the US World Cup, Well, so many were given to corporates, and they had empty stadiums for most of the games. And the general public said we couldn't get tickets.
You see, so I don't really know, but that's the way I understand it. I would understand it. And the thing is, I was thinking to myself, if I really want to go watch England play, if I cannot get tickets through normal means or normal channels, FIFA.com or FNB branch, I'll then approach a tour operator and say, okay, I want tickets to the England game in Greenpoint. What else do you need to sell me? You want to sell me accommodation? Sure, I'll take the accommodation for 2 nights or whatever the story is that you want to sell me, but I want the tickets. And you can do it through that. So a little bit of money can get you tickets in the right channels. Obviously, if you go look on Gumtree.co.za, you'll see people trying to sell tickets. Now,
FIFA are going to clamp down on that though.
Yes, well, at the moment they're not.
What happens then? Let's put it down to how are FIFA going to know? And that's the key thing. From what I understand is they're going to put the names on the tickets.
Yes.
And according to the site, you have to take that ticket. They're not going to check everyone for proof of ID, but they're saying to you, you need to take proof of ID to the stadium.
Yes. So they could request proof of identification, whether it's your passport or ID number or driver's license or whatever.
Okay, so then you get a fake Czechoslovakian passport that the average South African security guard is not going to understand what's going on, but it's got your name on it. See, you can get around it. We're not encouraging it because we think it is the reason why FIFA do this. Let's be fair to everyone. They're doing it for the reasons of making sure that ticket house don't make huge amounts of money on this and rip real fans off. So they are doing it for the right reasons. They're doing it for the real fans, you know, and they're also doing it to make sure that those who are less fortunate, don't have the income to buy certain tickets, have that pool of tickets that for the South African residents that they can go and actually watch games for $70 a game or whatever that fee is. So FIFA are doing it for the right reasons. You know, and we're talking about joking about, okay, what's the ways around it? But there are ways around it, and I think FIFA will need to try and crack down on those countries on eBay. I think you'll have loads popping up on eBay. But I think for your own security, if you're buying tickets, try and go through the official channels because you know then you're not going to have that disappointment when you get to the game. And these ticket touts who have other alternative motives and do other dodgy stuff, you know, when they make money. So they're into other rackets. You know, you're only encouraging them to do this other dodgy stuff.
The other quite important rule that I found out was once you've printed your ticket, right? So
you don't get sent the ticket.
No. You go to these. They'll have all these booths at, like, I'm guessing there'll be F&B branches. They'll be at the stadiums. There'll be locations around the country. You will go there with the credit card that you used. Obviously, you bought from FIFA.com. The credit card that you used or that card that you got from FNB, and swipe it, and they'll print your tickets. Now, once you've printed your tickets, you cannot use the guest transfer, and you cannot do the resale because you physically now printed the ticket.
But because the name is on it.
Well,
therefore you can't.
Yeah.
Well, we're assuming the name.
We're assuming the name's going to be on it.
But that would be the only reason then.
Yes, exactly. Wow. Yeah. So, but then once again, like as you said, like okay, now I've got the physical ticket and it's a seat number. It's at this stadium and it's got Joe Slovo's name on it. Now, like, maybe I print myself a piece of paper that has my ID book on it and I've scribbled it out. I don't know. It's dodgy means and ways to get around it.
Okay, well look, if anyone else knows any more about this, we've obviously done our research and it takes us to a certain point. But people are going to be looking for it. If anyone knows any more, please just let us know, write a comment, come into the show, we'll interview about it if you're from FIFA or you work for F&B and you understand the ticket process better than anyone else. Because we understand it to a certain point, but I think there's still a lot of unanswered questions. But
I
think
the
simple part of the process.
I think also as we get closer to the World Cup, I think we'll also start realising exactly some of the rules and permutations. But for now, we're a bit stumped.
Cool. Well, thanks, Jace. Yes. That was informative. We're going to avoid talking about John Terry and the England captaincy because it gets him upset and he starts crying. But thanks for watching, and we'll catch you with another episode next week. Cheers.
Cheers.